Could the Chicago Bears have their next coach in Kyle Shanahan, despite some of the rumors when it comes to Ben Johnson? Me, C-Dub, and Bobby going to talk about it all and more. But first, we're going to play that intro.
Tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got the full team in the building today. C-Dub, Bobby, myself, Haize in the building tonight. And fellas, the rumors have started up already. Kyle Shanahan possibly could come to the Chicago Bears but first, the rumors are that he could be on his way out in San Francisco, which is fine there. But while all the rumors of Ben Johnson, the one thing that I did say, I think it was on Monday's daily episode, is that I need Bears fans, because this is something that all Chicago teams fans do. They hear a rumor and they lock in on just that rumor being the thing, and then they get disappointed when it's anything other than that rumor. And I already started telling Bears fans, let's temper the expectations, because a lot of people starting looking at it is that it's Ben Johnson or bust. You now get Kyle Shanahan comments and rumors popping up as well. How do you guys feel about the rumors that Ryan Poles should, if he does become available, should Ryan Poles pursue Kyle Shanahan?
Absolutely. Kyle Shanahan is widely deemed as a genius when it comes to all offensive football and football in general. As you look with his works with all the quarterbacks that he had, you think about Garoppolo, Matt Ryan, you think about do he coach my guy who took the knee during the national anthem too?
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick. He got him to
C-Dub is in unk face. He don't be remembering nobody.
Like, what's bro name?
you know the little motherfucker with the afro. Y'all remember that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And the recent quarterback they got here, who was actually considered for MVP, he was actually in the running for an MVP the other day. I think if he's available, you most definitely got to put him at the top, if not the top of the list. He's one of the top on your list. He's definitely going to be great for a guy like Caleb Williams. I think you just have to. Absolutely.
For sure. And I agree with you. And like Haize started off, y'all, this is just speculation. He ain't been fired yet. We don't know what's going to happen. But if he does end up on the market, I don't give a damn if Matt Eberflus finished the season 7-0. He ain't the guy. I don't care. And this is why. We look at the 49ers right now. These are guys that's aging and they're getting a little old. Things are breaking down a little bit. But if you look at the Chicago Bears, Kyle Shanahan, you got your younger 49ers. You got your number one and your guy that can do just about everything, your Deebo Samuels and DJ Moore. You got your young, thriving wide receiver that can stretch the field and do just about everything. Your Brandon Ayuk, that's in Romo Duze. You got your top tight end in George Kittle. Now you get Cole Kmet, and he ain't Christian McCaffrey. He low budget, but he can make some shit shake in DeAndre Swift. And let me tell you something, Kyle Shanahan, you did it with lesser talent. Caleb Williams, the most talented quarterback you will run into in your last few years. I'm just saying. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm saying, look, we don't know what's going to happen at the end of this season. It is all just speculation. But look, I don't give a damn Matt Eberflus go 7-0 at the end of the season. You go get a guy like that to lead this young quarterback, because we've seen talented young quarterbacks, the guys that can put the S on their chest. Look, I don't know what the situation is going to be for Caleb Williams, but I do know against Washington, he gave the Bears an opportunity to win. Against Green Bay, he gave the Bears an opportunity to win as a rookie. Let's see if he can get a little more skin in the game, and we'll see what's up. It is all speculation, so we just talking about it, but it'll be great, and you got to pay him. Do I think the Bears will pay him? Nah, we settle for less.
And that's the thing. And this is a great question from Anar. I know I'm probably killing that. He said, love the videos, but this feels like a stretch. It'd be surprising if San Francisco let him go unless they get a guy like Ben Johnson. Who's to say that Ben Johnson is even close to him? Here's the thing. And in a lot of these rumors that people have brought that up, but they compare this to Andy Reid in Philadelphia. Andy Reid was hugely successful in Philly and still move on. Hell, the Bears fired a 10-win coach before. So it's not once you're a franchise that you've won over a period of time, I think people forget the expectation of those franchises are a lot different than what the Chicago. We'd love to have a coach that has had the record over the last few years that Kyle Shanahan has. But for a team that has been first in the NFC West, third in the NFC West, and have no titles to show for it, those are the teams that may start looking and saying, we got to do something different because clearly we haven't gotten over the hump.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
You definitely want to take see another view. You might want to start over. And what team is more alluring when you look like you want to be a coach and start over? I love the way that nephew compared the teams. It's an absolute great comparison. Um, wow, he definitely would be interested if I was him. You got a young quarterback like Caleb and all the weapons around. I think he'll definitely pose questions, ask Ryan Poles questions about the offensive line, but I'm sure Ryan Poles would be like, that's number one on our agenda to fix this offensive line. So I think it's, shit. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if he's willing to come here, you bring his ass here. Like, and that he's the type of coach that you need. And somebody else pointed out in the comments that he's done a good job at picking defensive coordinators. And when you're a offensive minded head coach, that's an important part of this thing as well. Now, the question I want to spin this to and ask you guys on: let's say the Bears actually get lucky and Ben Johnson and Kyle Shanahan are willing to come and be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. Do you? And you can't even really say young because Kyle Shanahan is only 44 years old. Do y'all remember just 10 years ago, a 44-year-old head coach would have been considered a young head coach?
Yeah.
Like for a while there, if you were under the age of 50, you were a young head coach. But he's been a head coach now for 7 years. But you get a guy who's 6 years younger than Ben Johnson. Who would be your preferred next guy up if they're both willing to come to Chicago?
What surprised everybody? I think everybody would lean to Ben Johnson. They taking a look at Detroit Lions and their progression over the last couple of years. But I'm gonna go with my man Kyle Shanahan. I think he's been so close so many times. He's been coming in second, i.e. Kevin Durant back in 2010s. I think he gets I just think it'll be good things here with a different quarterback. This is the most talented quarterback that he'll ever coach. I think even above Matt Ryan. So yes, I think it should be Kyle Shanahan instead of Ben Johnson, who he's okay now. You know what I'm saying? But that's with their what they have on their team. We don't have the same type of players on our roster like theirs. We have a different set of players. So it might not work, but Kyle Shanahan, I think he can adjust the best. He had two different rosters. If you look at Atlanta, and they was like, they had the big receivers over there. They had a small receiver that can I think Atlanta is similar to the Chicago Bears if Kyle Shanahan want to move. It's kind of similar.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I know that a lot of fans are saying Ben Johnson a bust. Me personally, I honestly had Mike Vrabel over Ben Johnson. Just my personal opinion. I understand Ben Johnson is a hell of a OC, but being an OC is different from being a head coach. One thing I know about Mike Vrabel is that he's a former player that commands the locker room, and with the lack of talent that he had in Tennessee, he was able to shock the world and beat Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. He shocked the world and became the number one seed in the AFC with Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen in that same division. But if you're breaking it down to Ben Johnson and Kyle Shanahan, I'm going with the guy that has experience simply because what I originally stated. I understand you are a good OC, but when you become a head coach, it's not just about the side of the football that you're good at. We already know that with Matt Eberflus, solid defensive coordinator, but we didn't hire him to be a defensive coordinator. So I'm not saying that Ben Johnson can't do it. It's just that if you had to tell me Kyle Shanahan or Ben Johnson, I'm going with the guy that got the experience regardless of what has transpired throughout his career. because I see mostly success with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Kyle Shanahan is a proven coach, and he gets paid $3.5 million per year. I don't know off the top of my head what Matt Eberflus is making. The bigger question is, are the Bears willing to pay that? That's
That
always
is
the
the
question
bigger
with this
question.
Bears, right?
Yep.
Is that are the Bears willing to pay what Kyle Shanahan? It was two things, not even just that. It's the pay, but then it's also, are you willing? Because Kyle Shanahan ain't coming in here and allowing Ryan Poles to not address the offensive line. Are you willing? Because that type of move is the move that you then have to make. He's going to put the pressure on this front office to continually make the moves that need to be done to have this be a winning franchise.
And I'm to add on, Haize, that's one of the things I am a bit nervous about when it came to Kyle Shanahan. Look, I ain't gonna take all the credit and act like I just came up with the idea, but I did hear it over sports talk that this past draft, with one of their picks, the Niners could have took a lineman. They took Ricky Pearsall. So and look at how their O line has been performing. Yes, you have Trent Williams, but the right side is kind of lacking. So yeah, I'm with you on that. It is, you do got to tread lightly with some of these situations and hope that the GM and the coach is on the same page. And that's really what I hope. Whoever the guy is coming in next, or whatever they decide to do, let's just make sure that the mission and the vision is the same, because right now it seems a little bit off, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and I think it's just experience, like you said, nephew. You got to go with the experience. We cannot take another chance at a first time coach. I don't think that's a good idea to take it. You can't keep doing things and hoping it'll work the next time. You have to learn from your mistakes, and I think you got to find a experienced, well-versed coach, and I think an offensive coach. To tell you the truth, I like a offensive coach like Kyle Shanahan. To tell you the
Let
truth.
me throw this at
And
you
I
real
get what
quick before
go ahead.
Haize go. I just got a quick question, just real brief. If that coach is vouched for, like, and I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, he got to have the greatest recommendations, but let's just say Thomas Brown. I'm not saying he's going to be that, but somebody that has a backing of a Sean McVay for Thomas Brown, would you then reconsider?
Can I see more of the season from Thomas Brown? Like,
No, I ain't saying it has to be Thomas Brown. I'm saying that the next coach, if they have some type of backing from a proven coach, would
nah,
that give you more credence to be like, I'm cool with the first time head coach? Because
nah,
D'Amico Ryan's first time head coach got the backing from Kyle Shanahan, you know, and people kind of knew that. He kind of brought Bobby Slowick with him out of that Shanahan tree, and they look all right over there in Houston. That's all I'm saying.
words is word. I feel what you said, but just words is words. I want to see that action though.
For sure.
See,
Anybody can be friends and be like, yeah, that's my buddy. Yeah, put him on. He good.
the
I don't
thing,
like that.
because a lot of people say that we don't need to go after the first time head coach. We got burnt by it before, but I look at it and I say this: a lot of the franchises that have sustained success find a good first time head coach and they build a program with them. So I'm not against that. I'm not going to say just because we failed at it before, be smarter. Like that's my thing with this overall with the team, because you can hire an experienced head coach and still fucking fail. Hello, Mike Martz. So it comes down, and he was a guy who won he won a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator, then he made it to a Super Bowl as a head coach. But like, so it's not. I get what I get in the sense of going with the proven thing. I get that, and this isn't saying that you're wrong for your thinking in that, C-Dub. I'm saying that the Bears are wrong for they just decided on the wrong guys as first time head coaches. There's a lot of great coaches who have come being first time head coaches coming from being coordinators. The Bears just haven't been smart. Like, to me, and I see people in the comment section saying, no, Thomas Brown needs to be our head coach, and maybe he'll be a great one. But I'm not going to lie to you. If the Bears fire Matt Eberflus and hire Thomas Brown immediately as the next head coach, that smells cheap to me. Now, if he can prove it,
I agree with
cool. If he proves it at that point, I'm going to shut the fuck up and say, hey, it felt like a cheap move, but it ended up being the right one. But that is the type of move that I would expect the Bears to do, is be like, oh, well, we're just going to go with the guy who's already been here, who coached 6 good games for Caleb Williams. And then again, we'll be looking maybe after a year and a half and being like, we probably should have went with somebody a little bit more. Thomas Brown isn't even that proven as a play caller. He called 6 games for Carolina and now 1 for us, right? So I'm just saying that I don't think it's wrong if you try to go after a first-time head coach in Ben Johnson. I don't think that that's necessarily the wrong move either. I just think that whatever way you're going to go about it, you have to be intentional about it. You cannot just interview Matt Eberflus once and think Matt Eberflus is going to be your guy because he's a
Absolutely.
good guy. I'm sorry. I'd rather have an asshole as a head coach if he's going to hold everybody to the standard than a good guy. Flus is a good guy, but he's a bad coach, head coach.
Yeah.
Shane Waldron was a good, like literally, what was the knock? He's too nice. Get an asshole in here. That's what we need.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I agree what you said in the general sense of NBA. If you, I'm not NFL coaches, if you're going to hire your coach, but for our particular situation, we've just went through Matt Nagy, Matt Eberflus.
Don't forget Trestman.
Oh, and Mark
John
Trestman.
Fox.
And John Fox was a coach before, though. He was
Yeah,
a
he
coach.
was a head coach
Yeah, he's a
I'm
coach
just saying,
before.
this is what we
Yeah,
got.
but those three were first time head coaches,
Okay,
bro.
you right.
So damn, we got to try something different. That's all I'm saying. But I understand that is absolutely right. You should definitely vet all the way through and get the right person. And it seems like the Bears haven't been doing that. So you got to go with the most proven guy with the most experience, I think, offensive guy.
And I never trusted Trestman. Trestman looks like the guy who be in the
He came from the Canadian Football League.
Bro, Trestman he strikes me as a guy.
How can you trust him?
That spends his time. You know those rooms that be in the. I don't even know if they really have him in real life. They be in movies where they sit behind a glass and watch the chick strip and shit. Like Trestman strikes me as somebody he's probably spent a cool $500,000 on there in the off season just chilling in there. He just looks like that type to me.
Bro, it's just crazy.
Where is Trestman right now?
Oh, probably in Canada.
Probably in Canada. Wouldn't be surprised. But I'm kind of on this. I agree with both of some of the things that you guys saying. Me personally, I just hope that if you do go with a first time head coach, get somebody that's not going to only come in and talk about principles like the hits principle, but but fail to uphold their own standards. How are we getting reports that you are allowing your OC to have meetings with the offense as individual positions? That don't sound like hits principle to me, because one of the principles is smart football. That ain't smart football, big dog. We gonna separate the whole offense, and then on Sunday we gonna come together and expect it to work. That sound like stupidity to me. So
Trestman is the senior offensive assistant of the Chargers right now.
Oh,
really? Shit.
Behind
Congratulations, bro.
Congratulations. Jim. Shout out to Jim and Mark.
Hey, shout out to Jim. Hey man, ain't we tired of cliches? No more cliches. That's gonna be an off for us. If somebody come here, hey man, this is the playmaking principle. This is the tackling principle. Just play football. I'm tired of the cliches. I'm with you, nephew. Shit.
For real.
Yeah, just go out and get somebody, bro. Like, get somebody that actually make. Like, I don't give a damn if you got to go in and get somebody who's an assistant coach. And if they end up being right, like, I just want you to find. Like, I'll finally want to be able to say, 3 years from now, it feels like we got our guy, right?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I want to be able to say. I don't care if they're a veteran. Just go out and get the right. Whatever you got to do to go out and find the right guy, because I'm tired of every 3 years we're looking at motherfuckers like, why the fuck are they still here? Every 3 years for the last 12 years, we've been looking at people like, all right, why are you still here?
Hey, you know it's gonna be a discussion if Matt Eberflus is fired. Lincoln Riley, how you feeling about him? I'm pushing back on it, me personally, because this ain't college, big dog. I ain't saying he can't come in and be a leader of men. I'm not saying that. But I seen Nick Saban come in the NFL and fail. Brian Kelly come in the NFL and fail. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the we're gonna go out and recruit and tell guys and yell at guys. This is grown men who's been in the league longer than him.
And I think the thing of why college coaches in football, in the NFL and NBA, a lot of the reason why the college guys fail is because in college, you're not just the head coach. You're the GM and the head coach. You get to decide everything. You recruit, you decide your roster, you decide your play style, everything. And so when coaches come over from college and they go from, all right, I get to decide every aspect of the team, to you got to deal with the GM who may and contracts, right? That's another thing as well. You got to deal with contracts. You can't get the person. A lot of those guys fail because of that. So, Lincoln Riley, listen, I would love for him to come in as the offensive coordinator.
Yes. Hey, I'm not dismissing Lincoln Riley, not because it's my choice,
Yeah,
but Caleb and him like this, and Caleb going to writing polls and he putting his
yeah,
word in. I'm telling you right now, they like this. All he talk about is him, is Lincoln Riley, bro. That's all he
yeah.
talk about.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if the Bears were to go, let's say they do go Kyle Shanahan, just for the nature of this conversation. Um, and then they decide at that point, hey, let's bring in Lincoln Riley. Maybe he can build up in 5 years, 6 years. Maybe he is the next head coach if Kyle Shanahan wants to move on or whatever else. I'm not mad at that. Even if you want to bring him in for your offensive coordinator for somebody who Caleb Williams can trust, right? And you know his skill, I'm great with that. But I don't want to see Lincoln Riley go from college right to being the Chicago Bears head coach. To me, that feels like, again, an appeasement move. We don't need to appease nobody. Appease your fans by making moves that's going to make this a winning franchise. That's the first thing that I want to see.
100%. I agree with that.
And for people saying Eric Bieniemy, here's the thing. I'm not saying you're necessarily wrong, but here's what I'll tell you right now. The NFL has spoken. Eric Bieniemy is probably never going to be a head coach in the NFL. And I'm not saying that's the right move, but you got to be able to be honest with where things are.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that. I don't know about Eric Bieniemy. I don't know if he rub a lot of people right. I don't know if he rubbing the right elbows when he in the circles. Because for a guy that's a Super Bowl champion as a OC and not get a review over some of these other guys, I'm not saying the other guys are bad, but nothing. That means it's talk in the background that's not rubbing right with a lot of people.
Yeah, and don't y'all think like Kyle Shanahan and Lincoln Riley, they kind of like that'll clash a little bit. You know, Kyle Shanahan, you know, he got his how he runs things. And Lincoln Riley got
the thing that bothers me the most about Lincoln Riley is if you really go look at him, he kind of looks like somebody did the fusion dance between Matt Eberflus and Trestman. And I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that personally.
It's kind of a weird mix. I don't think that's a mix. It's kind of weird.
I'm telling you, go look at him. He looks a little bit young, Flus, and Weasel.
That's man, right.
It'll be interested. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm just gonna roast him all the time. Like I'm trying to be an involved human being. So the topic that we originally come here and talk about, that I wanted to talk about, is Thomas Brown. And ask this question. I talked a little bit about it on the daily episode today, so I'm going to really turn this conversation mainly over to you guys. I know we've only seen one game sample size. I think that one game showed an immediate improvement over the incompetence of Shane Waldron. Is Thomas Brown, to me, his one job over his time calling plays for this Bears team? He's not necessarily interviewing for the next offensive coordinator. He might be, but just for this season, is he the guy to help rebuild the confidence of Caleb Williams? Because it already seems like Caleb Williams' confidence is really taking a shot up over the last week.
I'll just say this: he passed probably the biggest test and easiest way to fail. He showed that he can be productive in his first game. He wasn't a disaster. The offense it was okay. It wasn't nothing that was that was too crazy or nothing, and it wasn't bad at all. So I think he passed the first test. Could have been easy for him to go out there and the offense look trash. So I don't think I can come up with an answer right now, because I definitely need to see more. The Green Bay Packers they're a pretty good defense, but let's see some more. This is a gauntlet. This is a perfect test for this young man to actually impact his future as a coach. So if he can come through in this slate of games that we coming up, it'll say a lot for this guy. It'll say a lot.
I think that what Thomas Brown did was a big eye opener compared to what Shane Waldron was doing. First of all, how the hell is there a report that comes out and says that Shane Waldron didn't have a planned drop back for your rookie quarterback? You just go out here and wing it. What are we talking about? So Thomas Brown came in, cleaned that up. Caleb Williams looked like he was more on time. You got DJ Moore involved, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet. Every single person was involved that needed to be involved. And he called a game that didn't stress out his offensive line that much. That's all we've been asking the entire season. We know this offensive line is mid at best. Shane Waldron, why are you dropping back for progressions that call for 5 seconds in the pocket? I don't know. But I will say
because he's a fucking idiot.
You go. There's the answer. But I will say Thomas Brown, when I went back and looked at what he did in the 6 games last season, this is how he set Bryce Young up. Is it going to be sustainable for Caleb Williams? I don't know. But I do know Caleb Williams is working with a lot more talent, better talent, and he was able to go out there and do things. And the best thing that we've seen is, hey, I trust Braxton. This is what he said through the game, whether people agree with it or not. I trust Braxton Jones. That's how we gonna run. And you seen big blocks out of Braxton Jones. You also seen some big runs come off of that with Darnell Wright, and then you seen things come off of that. Piggyback off of that. Okay, if we give this look for the first few plays and we running it power left, we'll just say that. Okay, now you expecting power left. Let's bootleg to the right. He set it up well. He did a nice job, but it's not the end of the day. It's just one game. I love what he did. We want to see him continue to build off this because now it's film on what you're trying to do. Let's go ahead and make, you know what I'm saying, some changes so we can keep elevating this thing. And then Thomas Brown can really make a name for himself.
You know what's the best thing that he did? And I think we was talking about it throughout the whole season. Put the ball in your playmakers' hands, bro.
That's it.
That's the most important thing. Get the ball to your playmakers, bro. Let them work.
He did a very good job of that, establishing the run game much better and more intentional. Like, it's just intentionality. It keeps being the thing. That's what it was under Thomas Brown. He was intentional, and it seemed like he understood how to call the offense to try to minimize the chances that your offensive line is going to fuck it up. Where Shane Waldron, Thomas Brown moved with attention. Shane Waldron operated off hope.
Yeah.
He hoped that the offensive line was going to all of a sudden play better, and we all knew that fucker wasn't going to happen.
Oh, my God. Yes, you are so right, bro.
Gotta have a plan.
Bro, what's wrong with people? Why you can't make adjustments to how your team is playing? You know your quarterback can't sit back there for 5 seconds. You can't go out there 3rd and 12 and try to run all these long-ass routes. We got sacked 8 times in a game already. Why would you call it again? What is your problem?
Shane Waldron, he called plays like a colonizer. He just thought he was going to be able to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Like he called plays like a colonizer, bro.
What we doing? What we doing?
That shit came from way over there. Damn.
Ron. Hey, Ron, I ain't going to hold you now. I know he 5-5 today, but in the last 4 years, 2 Super Bowl appearances with a 7th round pick as one of the Super Bowl quarterbacks.
And look at all the injuries
the last pick in the 7th round.
And look at all the injuries that the 49ers have as well. Come on, Ron. You got to be smarter than that than just to look at just the record right now. Come on.
Can we be real? That's crazy to be.
Man, I don't hear a lot of coaches being called a genius. And I ain't doing no, you know what I'm saying? No meat riding right now, but a lot of people call Kyle Shanahan a genius, bro. A lot.
Yeah.
Like Hall of Fame.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
And he doesn't call plays like a colonizer. Is all.
The Bears gonna need somebody that ain't. The Bears gonna need a superstar head coach, bro.
Grammar school.
For real.
I heard that word since grammar school, bro.
What you say about Kyle, Coach T?
Man. Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Hey, man, my son was balling, though. I ain't gonna lie, Brett. Hey, Sanborn had a nice game last game.
Hey, no, you know what? All jokes aside, Sanborn needs to be playing more. Like, the minimization of Sanborn, I don't understand it. Because, like, every time Sanborn plays more snaps and he performs. Is it Pro Bowl level? No, but the motherfucker performs. Why do we not get more opportunities of Jack Sanborn out there? I get it. Is he the quickest person in the world? No, but and maybe it's because they got to get ready to sign him. Maybe they just trying to limit it so they can get a little better deal in kind. But Sanborn needs to be playing more, bro. He just needs to be playing more.
I hate that you right
Teams
about that.
Want to run on the Bears.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Bears, bro. I think maybe because they play that nickel type defense with Kyler Gordon, but he been out. He just got back, and we still didn't see a lot of Jack Sanborn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, we need more from Sanborn, man.
We sound Adrian Colbert, Drip. Adrian Colbert has been signed again.
and he'll be signed 5 more times. I don't give a fuck. Like no offense to him. Like shout out to him and his story and everything. Like that's all beautiful. Make no mistake about it. But come on, y'all.
On the real, what?
Come on,
He come to save the day. Why Brisker out? He finna be Brisker for us. Let's go.
that motherfucker walk in smelling like incense and sage and
corn
motherfucking
chips.
and
What
motherfucking
the fuck, Dr. Truth?
What happened?
what happened?
I need to know who you are.
What? The American Society of Magic.
It's a movie. Y'all ain't never seen that movie?
No, is that a
Oh my
movie?
God, you gotta watch that movie, bro. That's one of the movies where you be like, I thought this. Like, watch it high. I'm telling you, off the Eddie. I'm telling you right now, bro. You be watching
Boy
that
said
shit like
off the Eddie.
off the Eddie, bro. Hey, I watched Terrifier off the Eddie, bro. I was like, hey.
Oh, I gotta see what's still terrified though. I haven't watched
bro.
one. I haven't
Oh,
watched
one is okay. 2 and 3 are the better ones. One is okay. So don't let, if you do watch one, don't let it throw you off. Like 2 and 3 are a lot better than one. One's a little bit rough, but they made it on like $50,000. But 2 and 3 are really good.
Really? Only 50,000? You got a lot of buzz.
Crazy.
Man, that's crazy.
He said Kyle Shanahan to Chicago will be the equivalent of Kansas City getting Andy Reid.
Yeah, I made that comparison earlier
Wow.
when somebody asked about why San Fran would let Shanahan go, and I compared it to Andy Reid moving from Philly to KC. So,
you know, that's 10 years of dominance in the North.
That's what that means, Coach T.
Don't make me cry.
Coach T, you cut that out, man.
I've been dealing with 10 years of sorry. You finna give me 10 years of greatness?
Willie Beamer says, yeah, Tyler Scott thing is killing me. He has 4. Yeah, so did Velus Jones. I'm just saying speed don't make. Now Tyler should be better, but I'm just saying speed don't always make.
It's a reason.
Has Velus done anything? Who signed him? Was it the Ravens? Who signed Velus Jones?
The Ravens signed the Velus.
The Rams.
Was it the Rams? I knew somebody signed his ass.
They signed with the Rams, I believe.
I bet you he fumbled in practice.
Jacksonville.
I bet you he fumbled in practice. Anybody want to bet?
They sorry as hell down there.
That says enough, bro. It's like Jacksonville. Hey, what do we need? Hey, get Velus. Yeah,
let's
y'all.
Velus. He's gonna change our franchise.
Yeah, Velus. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Any last thoughts, fellas, before we get up out of here, man?
Yeah, on to Minnesota. Here come the blitz. My goodness, here come the blitz.
Get ready. I hope Thomas Brown got that quick game and all that stuff working up. And as the week goes on, we're going to talk a little bit more about it. But we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all lock in, tune in. And we're going to keep this thing rolling. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, for sure, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. 240 y'all in here on a random Tuesday night. So we appreciate all the love, man. Yeah, we'll be here. Okay, fellas, I know we're putting y'all on the spot. Are you live calling on Thanksgiving, Dub? You're not live calling Thanksgiving, are you?
Fried rice. I ain't gonna
no. No, that ain't gonna happen. My mama gonna.
I was about to say because I plan on being drunk. So
me too.
There you guys go on that one. We love you guys, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the #1 spot for every